What year did Gons leave Blind? Was that a shortly after?
91-ish, 92.
Okay, so you had left Blind shortly after Gons left, right?
I stuck around as a 21, 2-year-old.
Okay. Because I was going to say, when you were at that contest, were you still on Blind in 93?
I think that was... No, that would have been Stereo.
That would have been Stereo.
It was a quick window.
Right.
Mark leaves. I hang around because at that age, I'm like, oh, this might be cool. I can mature as like a business runner guy, a company runner guy. And I was like, it just doesn't feel the same without Mark here.
Right.
It's Mark's company. I'm out.
Yeah.
Pastris is like, I'm out too. He was writing for World. And he said, I talked to Brad Dorfman. He still has the means to make boards, blah, blah, blah. And so we started Blue. And
I loved Blue, by
And
the way.
Kareem, man.
Yeah.
We had Kareem.
Yeah.
There's 3% of skateboarders, and you're one of them, that have extraordinary pop, where you kind of just go, that's not supposed to happen physically.
Right.
And Kareem was one of those. And you guys, you saw his pop shove-its.
Oh, yeah.
Were
Everything he
sometimes
did.
like
Everything
5.5
he
feet tall.
Yeah.
Right? Pastris had a good pop shove-it too.
Oh, yeah.
He did a pop shove-it up the box in Germany. Up the box.
Oh yeah, the Euro Gap.
Oh.
At the Munster, I think at a Munster
And
contest
it's
or
a big
something.
one. It was not like a normal
It was
one.
like
He does
went
a
up the
pop shove it
pyramid.
from the flat ground up on top of the one. He forgets about the bank. So yeah,
There was no bank there.
Pastris and Kareem, probably the best pop shove-its, I would say.
Yeah.
But anyway, Blue, and then this is in the days where the catalog was a single sheet of Xeroxed paper that had like a few products on it.
Yeah.
A couple boards, a couple stickers, and a couple shirts
Yep.
with like the P.O. box number on the bottom.
Super basic.
Super basic. And that would get faxed to skate shops, for them to place their orders, right? This is like 91-ish, 92. All very tight, the window. Mm-hmm. And Chris puts an old Stereo logo on this flyer. And Blue is not really doing well or whatever. There's something going on with Dorfman. I don't really remember. But Chris goes, let's start another company and we'll call it Stereo. Chris was big into jazz. His dad is a big jazz writer. He has written books about like Jelly Roll Morton and just these amazing figures in jazz. And so Chris was buying records and he just loved the old Stereo logos.
Yeah.
The Stereophonic logos
look
from the
great,
50s
for
and
sure.
stuff, right?
It's a good logo.
Yeah.
Right? And so we ripped off a lot of album covers. And so he goes, let's go up to San Francisco. And keep in mind that when we started Stereo, Chris was 20 years old. Wow. And he had all this in his mind. He's such a genius as an artist, as a designer.
Sure.
So we go up to San Francisco. We meet with Jeff Clint. And that loss was huge for us.
Gosh.
And we meet with Jeff Clint at a diner, and we go, hey, we have this idea for this sort of like retro design-based skate company and called Stereo. And Jeff Clint was like, sounds great, let's do it. And Tommy and Jim were like, let's do it.
Wow.
And we were up there, and it was just really, really a good time, a really fun, inspiring time.
Yeah. Seems like that really meshed up there.
Jeff Clint, rest in peace, bro.
Yeah.
He's seriously one of the nicest, smartest
Yep.
dudes ever.
Yeah. So
Right.
friendly,
So
always
friendly.
a huge smile.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And very supportive of all kinds of skateboarding.
Would you go up to San Francisco or in
All
the
the
early
time.
days, skate
All
with
the
like Jim and like Mickey Reyes and stuff?
All the time, yeah.
Yeah. That's amazing.
Yeah, San Francisco. Yeah, I was either staying in Jeff Clint's house
Okay.
or on Greg Hunt's floor. He had an apartment on Market Street,
Sick.
and so I would be sleeping on one side of the living room on the floor, and Mike Dare would be on the other side of the living room, and Greg was there. Carl Shipman would be there,
sick.
and we'd basically just wake up every day. I had my Super 8 camera because I was shooting a lot of Super 8 film. And Tobin would film, Aaron Meza would film. We had all kinds of filmers with high 8 cameras. And we just roamed around the city and shot video and Super 8 film and skated.
I love that.
A lot of camaraderie. We tried not to put too much pressure on ourselves. And we just had fun as real friends, skating and trying to, make a video that would hopefully have some kind of uniqueness or creative impact,
Right.
outside of just sort of what you're doing on the board. And that's kind of what we were doing at that time.
Yeah. I think it's very interesting that you say that because like I think nowadays And I like them both. I like highly produced stuff.
Sure.
And then I also like, you know, when I go back and watch like blind video days and stuff like that, like just that rawness of, like you said, like just bringing around a Super 8 and it's nothing. It's just you filming. It's like, and then that gets put into a video. There's something like really nice about that. Like I said, I love the highly produced stuff, but there's also that gritty, grimy, in the streets
I
feel.
think
Seems more
yeah,
organic.
organic,
more
I
I think it
authentic.
fit that. It
Yeah.
fit that time. It fit that time, and
sure.
it fit what we were doing with stereo. I think, and you know, we were certainly inspired by Mark. You know,
Yeah.
for sure. But you know, Chris was really ahead of his time as a young kid.
Yeah.
Because of his dad and what his dad turned him on to. You know, and so we just incorporating that was how we got stereo's kind of tone.
Where is that like button? Right? Is it right here or right here?
Just a little scroll coming down the bottom.
It's
Subscribe.
over to it's on your
on my
left.
right? It's on
No,
my
on your
left.
left.
Hey,
Yeah.
hit
Right
that
there.
button right there.
Right there.
Right
Yeah,
there.
please.
The like button's kind of like in the middle there. It's like we're kind of.
Oh, it's like
there.
right here?
Kind of.
Like
yeah,
right
and
there?
The subscribe's like over to the left.
Like right over there. All right.